There are 5 luxury SUVs sitting on dealer lots right now, collecting dust. Salespeople mark them down every 2 weeks, and nobody is biting. Meanwhile, every mechanic I know, including me, tells friends and family to go buy them immediately. These are not luxury in name only. I mean real leather, real power, real engineering, selling for Honda Civic money because the average buyer walks right past them. After 22 years of turning wrenches, I have watched people blow $45,000 on a mid-trim Tahoe while these luxury tanks sit there with lower miles, better build quality, and drivetrains that will outlast their grandchildren. Number 1 on this list shares DNA with a vehicle that militaries trust in actual war zones. Today, I am breaking down 5 luxury SUVs the market has completely forgotten. The ones with 400,000-mile powertrains, depreciation curves that make no sense, and repair costs lower than vehicles half their original price. I am going deepest on number 1 because once you understand what is under the hood, you will never look at the used SUV market the same way. Let's get into it. Number 5. Buick Enclave. I know what you just thought. Buick luxury? Hear me out. The second-generation Enclave that started in 2018 has a sticker price north of $50,000 when loaded. 3 years later, you can pick one up for $22,000 to $26,000 with under 60,000 miles. That is nearly 50% depreciation on a vehicle that mechanically has barely broken in. Last spring, a couple came into my shop. They had been looking at a 2020 Chevy Traverse with 48,000 miles. The dealer wanted $27,500. I pulled up Auto Trader and found a 2019 Buick Enclave Premium with 41,000 miles for $24,800. Same platform, same 3.6-liter GX5, same 9-speed automatic. Except the Buick came with real leather, a quieter cabin, adaptive suspension on the premium trim, and 7,000 fewer miles for $2,700 less. They bought the Buick. 11 months later, total repair cost, $0. Here is why this SUV works. The 3.6-liter GX5 under the hood is GM's most refined, naturally aspirated 6-cylinder. No turbo, no supercharger, no direct injection headaches on the newer versions with the dual injection system. It makes 310 horsepower and uses a timing chain, not a belt. That chain is designed to last the life of the engine. GM paired it with a 9-speed automatic that they sorted out after some early hiccups in other models. By the time it landed in the 2018 Enclave, it was smooth and proven. Average annual maintenance on an Enclave runs about $530. Compare that to a BMW X5 at over $1,000 a year. And the Enclave probability of a major repair in any given year sits around 10%, which is lower than most vehicles in its price class when new. That is why mechanics talk value. Inspection tips. Check the transmission fluid condition. It should be red, not brown. Listen for any whining from the power steering system at full lock. Look at the front struts for any signs of leaking. If those 3 things check out, you have yourself a luxury 3-row SUV for Camry money. The only reason this thing sits on lots is the badge. People see Buick and think their grandfather's LeSabre. That is your advantage. Number 4. Cadillac XT5. Stay with me on General Motors for a second because this one is even more criminal. The Cadillac XT5 from 2017 onward is a legitimate luxury midsize SUV that sold for $45,000 to $58,000 new. Right now, a 2019 XT5 Premium Luxury with 55,000 miles, is going for $19,000 to $23,000. That is Kia Sportage territory for a Cadillac. I did a pre-purchase inspection on one of these last year for a nurse who commutes 80 miles round trip every day. She had been looking at a Honda CR-V, and I asked her what her budget was. She said $22,000. I told her to look at the XT5. She thought I was joking. She is now at 94,000 miles on that Cadillac. It rides like a cloud on her highway commute. Total repairs since she bought it. A cabin air filter and an oil change. The XT5 uses the same 3.6-liter V6 as the Enclave. Same naturally aspirated, timing chain-driven, dual-injection setup. In the XT5, it is paired with an 8-speed automatic that is smooth and well-calibrated. The engine makes 310 horsepower and returns surprisingly decent fuel economy for a luxury SUV, around 25 miles per gallon on the highway. What makes the XT5 special is the chassis. Cadillac tuned this thing to be quiet. Road noise isolation is on par with vehicles costing twice as much. The interior materials include real stitched leather, genuine wood trim on higher trims, and soft touch surfaces everywhere. This is not fake luxury. Here is what to watch for. The CARLYFE infotainment system on models from 2017 to 2019 can be touchy. The capacitive touch controls take some getting used to, and some screens develop responsiveness issues at high mileage. Factor in $300 to $500 for a replacement screen if it is acting up. Check the electronic parking brake operation. Make sure it engages and releases smoothly. Inspect the panoramic sunroof drains if the vehicle has one. Clogged drains can cause water intrusion into the headliner. $20 for a preventive cleaning versus $1,200 for a headliner repair. Mechanically, though, the powertrain is rock solid. I have seen these go well past 200,000 miles with nothing but routine maintenance. The 3.6-liter V6 just does not quit. And you are buying it at 60% off retail. That is the definition of a gold mine. Number 3, Acura MDX. Now we are getting into the territory where I genuinely do not understand the used car market anymore. The third-generation Acura MDX from 2014 to 2020 is a Honda-engineered luxury 3-row SUV with one of the most bulletproof V6 engines ever put in a passenger vehicle, and it depreciates like it is going out of style. A 2018 MDX with the technology package, all-wheel drive, 65,000 miles is priced around $20,000 to $24,000. A comparable 2018 Lexus RX 350 with similar miles runs $27,000 to $32,000. That is a $7,000 to $10,000 gap. And the MDX gives you a third row the Lexus does not even have. This is value you do not see very often. The heart of this vehicle is Honda 3.5-liter J35Y6 V6. This engine family has been in production in various forms since 1998. It has had nearly 3 decades of refinement. It produces 290 horsepower, uses a timing belt on earlier models and a timing chain on 2017 and later examples, and is naturally aspirated. No turbo failures, no supercharger maintenance, just a well-engineered 6-cylinder that Honda has perfected over millions of vehicles. This is about reliability. The transmission situation is important. The 2014 to 2016 MDX used a ZF-sourced 9-speed automatic that had some early calibration complaints. Honda issued software updates that largely resolved the shift quality issues. By 2017, it was refined and smooth. If you are buying a 2014 to 2016 model, make sure the transmission software has been updated and ask for service records. Software updates matter here. Honda's SHAWD system in the MDX is genuinely impressive. It is not a reactive system that waits for wheel slip. It actively distributes torque to the rear wheels and can even send more power to the outside rear wheel in a turn. The result is an SUV that handles like it has no business handling, as well as it does for its size. Maintenance costs on the MDX average around $500 per year. The most common repair I see is the variable timing solenoid, which runs about $350 in parts and labor. That is usually a 120,000-mile plus item. Brake jobs run about $340 for all four wheels. Power steering fluid flushes every 60,000 miles cost about $120. Nothing scary. Maintenance is predictable. Inspection checklist. Listen for any ticking from the top of the engine at cold start. Some J35 engines develop a minor valve adjustment need around 100,000 miles. It is a $280 service, not a crisis. Check the SHAWD fluid condition. It should be clean, not dark or burnt smelling. Test the hands-free power tailgate. The struts can weaken over time, about $180 to replace both. Checklist items are straightforward. This is a Honda in a tuxedo. Same reliability philosophy, same engineering discipline, wrapped in leather with a nicer badge. And nobody is buying them. That makes it one of the best values for long-term reliability and usability on the used market. Number 2, Infiniti QX80. This is the one that makes mechanics smile. The Infiniti QX80 is a full-size, body-on-frame luxury SUV that weighed over $70,000 when new. A 2017 QX80 with 75,000 miles, you are looking at $24,000 to $29,000. That is over $40,000 in depreciation on a vehicle that is mechanically designed to run for decades. A contractor I have known for 15 years bought a 2015 QX80 with 88,000 miles for $22,000. He tows a trailer 3 days a week, drives it on job sites in rural areas, and commutes 45 minutes each way on the highway. He is now at 247,000 miles. The original engine, the original transmission. He has replaced the brake pads 3 times, done regular oil changes, and swapped the spark plugs once. That is it. Total non-routine maintenance in 159,000 miles of ownership under $1,400. Here is why. The QX80 is built on the Nissan Patrol platform. If that name does not mean anything to you, let me put it this way. The Nissan Patrol is the vehicle that the Middle East, Africa, and Australia trust to cross deserts and stay running in 130-degree heat with zero infrastructure for hundreds of miles. That is the platform your luxury SUV is sitting on. The 5.6-liter VK56VDV8 produces 400 horsepower and uses Nissan's VVEL system, which stands for Variable Valve Event and Lift. It is a sophisticated engine, but it is proven over millions of miles globally. This engine uses a timing chain, not a belt. The 7-speed automatic transmission is a Jatco unit that Nissan specifically reinforced for truck and SUV duty. The VK56 is one of those engines that mechanics talk about in the same breath as the Toyota 2UZ and the Chevy LS. It is overbuilt. The internals are forged. The cooling system is robust. I have never personally seen one fail below 250,000 miles without external neglect. What to watch for? The 5.6 does consume oil at higher mileage. Check the oil level and ask about consumption. A quart every 3,000 miles after 150,000 miles is normal. Any more than that, walk. Check the hydraulic body mounts for leaking. These are a known maintenance item, about $800 for all four. Inspect the catalytic converters. Replacement is expensive, around $2,500, but failure is rare if the engine has been maintained. And test the air suspension if equipped. Press down on each corner and make sure it returns evenly. Air spring replacement runs about $600 per corner. Fuel economy is the trade-off. You are getting 14 to 16 miles per gallon. But if you need a full-size luxury SUV that will legitimately hit 400,000 miles, the QX80 is one of the only options at this price point. You would pay $60,000 plus for a Land Cruiser with the same capability. The QX80 does it for less. Number 1. Lexus GX 460. This is it. The SUV I recommend more than any other when someone asks me what luxury SUV to buy used. Almost everyone pushes back at first because the GX does not look flashy. It does not have a massive touchscreen. It does not have air suspension or massage seats. What it has is a 4.6-liter V8 bolted to a body-on-frame chassis shared with the Toyota 4Runner and Land Cruiser Prado, and it will run until the sun burns out. 2 years ago, a retired firefighter came to me. He wanted one SUV to last him the rest of his driving life. His budget was $30,000. He had been looking at 4Runners, but the prices were insane. I told him to look at the GX 460. He found a 2015 with 94,000 miles for $27,500. Full leather interior, navigation, Mark Levinson premium audio, crawl control, full-time four-wheel drive with a locking center differential. A 4Runner with similar miles and half the features was going for $33,000. He is now at 211,000 miles. Total non-routine repairs were a water pump at 168,000 miles for $720 and front lower control arm bushings at $195,000 for $480. Under $1,200 in surprise costs, over 117,000 miles of driving. That is roughly a penny per mile in unexpected maintenance on a luxury SUV. The 1URFE 4.6-liter V8 in the GX 460 is one of the most over-engineered engines in production. Toyota builds it with the same philosophy they apply to the Land Cruiser, which is the vehicle trusted by the United Nations, the Red Cross, and military forces in over 170 countries. This engine uses dual V VTI for variable valve timing, a timing chain that lasts the life of the engine, and a forged steel crankshaft. It produces 301 horsepower and 329 pound-feet of torque. It is not the most powerful V8 on the market, but it might be the most durable. The 6-speed automatic paired with it is a proven Aisin unit. Aisin is a Toyota group company, so the engine and transmission were designed to work together from the ground up. I have seen these transmissions go 350,000 miles without a rebuild. Fluid changes every 60,000 miles are all they ask for. And here is the detail that separates the GX from everything else on this list. It is body on frame. That means the body sits on top of a steel ladder frame, the same construction used in pickup trucks and the most durable SUVs ever built. The 4Runner, the Land Cruiser, the Tacoma. This is not a car-based crossover pretending to be rugged. This is a genuine truck-based SUV wrapped in Lexus luxury. It can tow 6,500 pounds. It has a 2-speed transfer case with low range. It will go places that would destroy a BMW X5. Current market prices are the punchline. A 2016 GX 460 luxury with 80,000 miles runs $27,000 to $32,000. That same year, Land Cruiser with similar miles runs $55,000 to $65,000. You are getting 90% of the Land Cruiser's mechanical DNA at roughly half the price. The primary difference is size. The Land Cruiser is bigger. The GX is based on the Prado platform, which is slightly smaller but still seats 7 and handles real off-road terrain without flinching. Inspection checklist. Check the frame for any signs of rust, especially if the vehicle spent time in the Northeast or Midwest. Body-on-frame vehicles can develop frame corrosion. Surface rust is fine. Structural rust is a deal-breaker. Test the full-time 4-wheel drive system and the center differential lock. Engage the center differential lock at low speed on a dirt surface and make sure it locks and unlocks cleanly. Check the rear air suspension if equipped. It should level the vehicle when loaded. Listen to the V8 at idle. It should be whisper quiet. Any knocking or tapping means walk away, though I have almost never heard a healthy one, URFE, make noise. Who should buy this? Anyone who wants a buy-it-once SUV. This is the vehicle you purchase at 80,000 miles and drive to 350,000 without worrying. Highway commuters who want something that rides like a luxury car but is built like a tank. This is for families who go camping, who ski, or who live where real winter happens. It is also for anyone smart enough to realize the Lexus badge on a Toyota truck platform is the best combination of reliability and luxury in the entire used market. Who should skip it? If fuel economy matters to you, the GX drinks. You are looking at 15 to 18 miles per gallon. If you want cutting-edge tech and a modern interior, the GX cabin is functional and comfortable, but not flashy. Lexus prioritized durability over screens, and if you never leave pavement, the body-on-frame ride and off-road hardware are capabilities you are paying for but never using. Here is my final take. 5 luxury SUVs, all selling for a fraction of their original price, all with drivetrains that will outlast most new cars on the road today. The Buick Enclave with its refined V6 and 50% depreciation. The Cadillac XT5, a genuine luxury cruiser at economy car prices. The Acura MDX, Honda engineering in a tuxedo with a third row. The Infiniti QX80, a desert-proven full-size tank you can buy for under $30,000. And the Lexus GX 460, the closest thing to a Land Cruiser you can get without spending Land Cruiser money. These SUVs are sitting on lots right now because the average buyer does not do their homework. You just did yours. Next time a salesman tries to push you into an overpriced lease return, you will know better. If this kind of straight talk helps you, hit subscribe. I have got more videos coming on the vehicles dealerships push versus the ones that actually make sense. Like if it helped. Drive safe. Take care of your car, and it will take care of you. I will see you in the next one.